Assalamu alaikum everyone. How are you all? I hope you all are fine, enjoying good. Today I am here with a new topic before you guys that what is novel? And in this particular lecture, I am going to discuss the definition of novel. That what's actually the definition of a novel, what actually novel is, what's the origin of novel, and who is the father of novel, and what are the main five types of novel, and what are the five main significant of a novel, which are necessary for a completion of a novel. So let's see what is the definition of novel. A novel is a relatively long work of narrative fiction, normally written in prose form, which is typically published as a book. They are saying that novel is actually a form of literature, a form of fiction. Which form? Narrative form, in which the writer is going to narrate something, and it is usually written in prosic form, mean to say that it is not in rhythmic form, not in a poetic form, not like that. So it is in a prosic form. We can say that like it is in the form of a book. So this is the definition of novel. Now we are going to discuss that who is the father of novel. Henry Fielding, whose full name is Sir Walter Scott. Henry, he is known as the father of English novel. And one thing more, guys, language very matters in the literature. If it is written in Urdu language, then it will be definitely called that it is Urdu literature and Urdu novel. And if it is written in English, or then it is will be calling as English novel. If I talk about the origin of novel, then I can say that it is has been taken from the Latin word novellus. What is the origin of novel? That it has been taken from a Latin language, the word novellus, and then it will become as a novus, and now in today modern form it is called as novel. The word is also found from late Middle English until the 18th century, in the sense that a novelty or a piece of news, from old French novelli. Now let's see that how many elements are there in any novel. No matter that which novel it is, which one is this type. No matter. I am concerned with overall that what is the main key points, what are the main important elements which are the necessary for the success of a novel. Then they are saying that there are basically five components of the novel. Then the very first one is the characters. Number two is there the setting, the plot, the conflict in the resolution. So these are the five main elements of any novel rather than of its type. Number one is character, which means that the entities or the people or the humans which are going to participate in the novel, या whom we can say that the people who are going to narrate in the story, the उन लोगों की जो उनकी हम story narrate करने जा रहे हैं, the particular people, the particular characters. Second one is the called setting. Setting means that in which scenario this particular story is going to be held. ये स्टोरी जो है किस पर्टिकुलर स्नैरियो में जो है किस सेटिंग में जो है ये नरेट किया जा रही है. नंबर थ्री इज़ देयर प्लॉट. एज वी वेरी नो that plot is the logical sequence of events, that how the sequence are going to be held in this story. Number four is conflict, that what is the actually major what should I say, that what is the issue which is going to be dealt in this particular story or in this particular novel. And last one is called the resolution. The name is showing as that resolution means that you are going to give a solution of that particular problem which was arose in the start of the novel or start of the story. So these are the five main elements of any novel. These essential elements keeps the story running smoothly and allow the action to develop in a logical that the reader can follow. They are saying that it doesn't matter which one type of the novel is it. No, it doesn't matter. It just matters that for every novel, the basic structure, the basic pattern is that there are the five elements which are necessary for a novel. Now let's move towards the final section of our video, and this is the types of novel, that how many types of novel according to category or according to the content of the novel. They have made some classification of the novel. Here is a list of some types of novels. There are mainly they are talking about 5, 6, 7 types of elements of a novel. Then the number one is there is mysteries, romances, thrillers, science fiction, fantasy, and historical fiction. Number one, mysteries. What is meaning of mysteries? We can say that anything or everything that is beyond understanding, ऐसी चीज़ जो ज़रा समझ से बाहर हो, that is to some extent we can say that complex हो, पेचीदा हो, उसको हम mysteries की category में ले आएंगे. And according to the content, that novel will be called mystical novel. Number two is their romances. As the name is showing, it will be related to some love, supernatural parts, as like that. तो ऐसे नॉवेल्स जिसमें टू सम एक्सटेंट वी कैन से दैट लव स्टोरीज से डिस्कस की जाए, लव स्टोरी नॉवेल्स होते हैं, उनको हम रोमांटिक नॉवल कह लेंगे. नंबर थ्री, थ्रिलर. थ्रिलर मीन्स रिलेटिंग और गोइंग टू डील विद सम एडवेंचर्स, किसी एडवेंचर को लेके जो डील करेंगे, दैट विल बी कॉल्ड थ्रिलर नॉवल. साइंस फिक्शन. Now this is the combination of two words. Number one is science and number two is fiction. Fiction means that is based on some, should I can say that, fact, and science, scientific fact. And the type of novel in which science is considered as a major or important element, that novel will be called science fictional novel. Number four, last next one is fantasy. What do you mean by the word fantasy? Fantasy, we may say that the power or process of creating especially unrealistic, improbable mental images in responses to the psychological need. Mean to say कि fantasies जो हैं, as we like to listen the stories of fairy tales, इस तरह करके जो होगी fantasy, that will be called fantastic novel. And number last one is historical fiction. Historical fiction, as the name is indicating about the history, then the novels which are going to deal with the history, then they will be called definitely historical novel. I hope I have talked about everything in novel, that what is the definition. Thank you so much guys for listening, and if you people find any sort of query in this particular video, then you people may ask in comment section. And if you really like my video, then please must subscribe my channel so you may be able to get the notification of my coming videos. And thank you so much. Please share and subscribe my channel.